a few different scenarios with association and causation. Causation is when one thing causes another, right? I drove for 3 hours, therefore gas was used from my car, right? Causation, the distance between two cities and the time it takes to drive between them. Not causation, the number of Starbucks and the number of teachers in a city, right? But I want to make one thing pretty clear, because there seems to have been a little confusion as the day has gone on. There is such thing as it not being causation or association. Like they're not being related. Two things can have no relationship to each other, but if there's data to back it up, then it's association and not causation. So let's go deeper into this topic a little bit. The graph below shows the association between the per capita consumption of margarine in pounds to the divorce rate in Maine per 1,000. The correlation coefficient for the data is 0.99. What is that telling me?
It's very
strong. It's a strong correlation. It's a strong positive. And the graph is saying that as the consumption of margarine increases, the divorce rate in Maine does what? Increases. But has anybody started to think like that doesn't make any sense?
Yes.
Right? So the margarine is like fake butter. Like I can't believe it's not butter. You know when you go to the grocery store and like they have butter, there's butter and sticks.
Someone's arguing over which butter they should buy.
And then they got margarine.
Also, it really looks like butter.
Pardon?
Does it look like butter?
Yeah.
It's like, so I guess you could compare it to mayonnaise and Miracle Whip. It's like, it's supposed to be close, but it's
Not that good.
yeah. So according to the chart, margarine consumption causes divorce rates to increase. Agree or disagree?
I think it's not possible.
Okay, it is completely possible, does not lead to one thing causing another. Does one of those things cause the other to happen?
No.
Just because there's data to back it up, there could have been something else that happened in Maine that caused the divorce rate to go up, right? There could have been all sorts of things. One does not cause the other to happen. They are associated, but not caused. So you kind of have to have a reasonableness conversation with yourself every time you're talking about causation. The key word that I've been hearing all day when groups go off and start talking about different scenarios is, well, it could happen, right? What does it could happen tell me? It's not causation. It could, right? Could does not mean that every single time it's going to happen. So let's start talking about some of these. Classify the following examples as association, which can also be called correlation. So these two are the same thing. They get exchanged back and forth. So if you see the word correlation, it's the same as association. Or causation. There is also a scenario for no association at all. Okay? Don't let things just be related that are out of left field. So the cost of a family's vacation and the size of their home. Association. It is not causation. The size of your home does not cause you to take a really nice vacation. You might have a little bit more money if you have a larger home, but it's not always the truth. I have a larger home than my parents. My parents take much better vacations than I do. Okay? They also don't have 2 small children now. Things like that. So, association.
I thought it was correlated to I thought it was like the cost of how big the vacation home was like the cost of vacation.
Well, it's associated, but it's not cost, right? Like you can live in a small house. Like if you live in New York City, your house costs way more, but it's small than here.
Okay, because I read it, I thought it was the vacation home.
Oh,
the bigger it
gotcha.
was. Could it be like the cost of the home? And then if you're doing
Not necessarily, because some people take really nice vacations in exchange for not having as fabulous of a house, right? You kind of allocate your money your own way. It could happen. See where that comes in? All right. The time spent exercising and the number of calories burned. Causation. Calories are consumed literally so that you can expend energy. So the more energy you expend, the more calories are burned. As the weather gets hotter, the rate of pimples increases.
maybe.
Association. If you can say maybe, then it's not causation. Okay, it is association.
What if you're reading a book during class?
The more books that you read, your attention span increases. Association, not always true. Okay, as you gain weight, the amount of times that you sit increases. Association.
Maybe the chairs are too fluffy.
Okay, good point. Of course, somebody said that today. Okay, you could be gaining weight from muscle mass. Muscle mass. Muscle weighs more than fat.
Maybe you're like really skinny, like 90 pounds.
So gaining weight is a good thing, right? Okay, ice cream sales increase, so does the amount of drownings. Association. And that, can y'all stop please? Association, this one, the correlation coefficient is probably weak, right? Because how can I connect ice cream sales to drownings? You have to kind of go through a bunch of different routes, right? Ice cream sales increase because it's hotter outside, and when it's hotter outside, more people swim, and when more people swim, more people drown. So you kind of have to go through this jump to get there, loosely related. Yes?
Would it be better if you say that's not related at all?
You could say no correlation. I would take either one of those answers. It's definitely not causation. Okay? Okay, that's a one-case scenario. All right, I'm going to bring 2 Post-its to each table. Your job is to write 1 causation and 1 association example, and then come and stick them up on the board, and then we can talk about them.